Hello, everyone, and welcome to Imperial Diplomacy, the Transfemme Wars. My name is Starcat Lazuli, and I am bringing you a review of this game from the perspective of Ayutthaya down here. So, in this episode, we're going to be covering 1642 into 1643, and the awesome part about this game is that everyone in it is transfemme. Very exciting. So, will I manage to survive with my amazing flirtatious powers? Well, we have the maps here to take a look at that. So, we get started on the first day talking with all of our neighbors, and it quickly becomes apparent that uh, Portugal, right here, Rachel, wants to do something a bit special this game. So she says that she is thinking of starting a convoy empire. And at this stage, it kind of remains to be seen what this means exactly, but we are all thinking, okay, her dots are probably going to be pretty easy to grab. She's not taking the game too seriously. There are a few other players who seem to not be taking the game too seriously as well. And some new players too. So, like Mughal, my neighbor Leah, she is a new player. Russia, Zoe, she is a new player as well. We have Lofi playing Ching up here, who is fairly experienced, not too shabby. We have Tokugawa as Sin. I think this is my first game with her. At least the first game where we're in fairly close proximity to each other. Fire is playing Spain. Fire is very experienced, and Fire and I have had a lot of clashes in previous game. We've both been playing Imperial for years, and we've fought many times throughout that. And of course, Netherlands is going to be a big point of interest for me because she is so close to my spheres of influence, played by Ice. Okay, oh, and I forgot to mention Ming, Citadel. I have not talked with her before this game, so we get started with pressing each other, and it quickly becomes apparent to me that she does not want to talk about her moves. I keep saying, what SC are you gonna grab? You know, can I get Ava? Maybe you and Leah bounce in bomb mode together, or if you don't want that, you can go for Don King and maybe try to contest Hainan or snipe Macau behind Rachel. Because if Portugal here, Rachel, if she is, gonna go for a bit of a meme move, I talk with her and she actually says that she wants to go out to the straight here. That's quite an unusual move. Almost always we see a move into Hainan. But if she's gonna do this, that will mean Hainan is a guaranteed capture for Ming if she wants it. Okay, so Ming will not tell me that she is going to take any of these SC. What she tells me is that I'm not allowed to go into Lansang. So my initial thoughts on the moves, I'm going to have Sakothi to Ava, Tavoy to Animan C, and then either try to take Pegu with support from Ava, or maybe take Andaman Islands. Nakhon C East Coast to Natuna C to Sambos, that's the standard play. And then Ayutthaya, I wanted to go to Lansang, and then ideally up to Dongking, but I would rather just take Huidong if it comes down to a bounce in Dongking. So I say, all right, Citadel, Ming, if you really don't want me in Lansang, then I'm going to need you to support me into Ava in spring. And in fall, you can take Don King uncontested, right? You can even choose to have Shengdu to go to Hugang here and tap Macau, just to be safe. I don't think Portugal's going to contest Hainan. You should be good. So she agrees on that. I'm feeling around for some intel because the vibes are off. Ming does not want me to talk, or does not want to talk with me about any of the SC she's grabbing. The only one she'll admit to grabbing is Dongking, nothing else. But I talk with Fire in Spain, and she tells me that she has been talking with Tokugawa, that's Sin, over Bonin Islands. And Tokugawa told Spain that Ming is going to try and do the Kyushu Crusher, which is Peking to Yellow Sea, Nanking to East China Sea, and then supporting herself into Kyushu to get a early attack on Tokugawa. So as soon as I hear about this, I talk to Citadel and say, hey, here's what I heard. What do you think about this? She does not respond. Okay, vibes are off. Mughal, Leah, she's a new player, right? So I am trying to encourage her to go south and unify India. In particular, I think that this is a great strat for this game because Portugal, Rachel, is talking big games about these like joke moves, about moving all of her units out into the seas, not contesting many, if any, dots at all. And that will mean Mughal and England should have an easy time working together to push out Portugal. And they can also get some pressure against Netherlands. So Netherlands approached me really scared in the first day. And I was kind of expecting this because through the pregame, I kept talking about how, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win this for sure. This, I'm hyping myself up. I'm drawing attention to myself, putting on a bit of a show. Netherlands picks up on this, and she creates a press channel with me on the first day. And it's called something like "Please have mercy." She's terrified of me, and she says this. She says, "Please don't fight me. I really want to work with you." But I go with my usual first year plan that I'm going to try to avoid making any certain enemies, and I'm going to try and avoid making any certain alliances too. So I say, we can just work this out. Let me have Andaman Islands. I would love to have Andaman Islands immediately and then keep Pegu as a pocket dot so I can take it next year. Of course, I'm taking Sambas. There's nothing that anyone can do to stop me. It's a guaranteed dot for me. And then maybe we can work together and you support me into Cotabato next year, right? I'm fine with Ice taking the North Sumatra dot right here. Ak or something. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Yeah, so this seems to be going quite well. I get a message from Mughal early on as well that she wants to take Pegu. And I'm a little bit concerned about this because it's got to be either the fleet or the army here. The army going into Pegu has to go through Marak or a convoy. But going through Marak means that Bamu will be open for Ming to contest, and I can't have support into Ava unless it's from Ming herself. So, yeah, oh, and of course it's adjacent to my home SC. So I don't like the army here. I say, okay, if you really want to take Pegu this first year, just take it with the fleet. That's fine. But know that if you're doing this, you're going to give England easy control over Rahmahendri and Hyderabad, at least. So make sure you know what you're doing. Be careful about England. You don't have to worry about Portugal, right? Mention Portugal. Okay, and then the final thing that I'm really trying to get worked out up here is I'm talking with Zoe. She's a good friend of mine, actually, and she's a new player. I introduced her to Imperial Diplomacy, so I'm telling her about this triangle, Kabardia, Durban, Tiflis, and in fall you're going to have to work out who's supporting who where, and then I'm also helping her out saying you should really try and take Karakorum, but do be careful because if Ming and Qing are working together they can kick you out of there, so make sure you're prepared in Karakorum and around Georgia here. And this is a good way for me to get intel too. I'm giving her some advice and saying, hey, what do you think? Do you think Ming and Qing will work together to kick you out of Karakorum? Stuff like that. So it is mutually beneficial. Let's go on to the spring moves then. Let's see what we got. And I'm immediately disappointed by the Ava bounce. Ming does not want me in Ava, so she Citadel has immediately violated our arrangement. I kept with my part of the deal. I did not move into Lansang. I instead moved to Siam Reap. But she did not support me into Ava. She actually bounced me out of Ava. This is not a good sign. I don't like this, of course. And then this was a surprise too. Macau to Hainan, that's the normal move. But from what Rachel, Portugal, was telling me, it seemed like she would be more interested in immediately going into the strait. That's not what we saw. So, fine, fine. This indicates to me that Ming and Portugal are at least kind of working together. And then, yeah, we see this fleet Karak move to Genji's Delta. So I am not going to be able to keep Pegu as a pocket dot this year. I have to make the decision to either bounce Pegu or take the guaranteed Andaman Islands. So, of course, I'm going to go for the Andaman Islands here. What else? I don't think that there were any other super surprising moves. Oh, we did see the Yellow Sea and East China Sea fleets here, so Kyushu Crusher seems like it might be really what's happening. Ming and Qing seems to be working together, perhaps Ming and Mughal working together. Yeah, this Ava bounce is not a good sign for me because it seems like Ming has other friends and doesn't need my help. So, let's see. There were a couple interesting moves that are worth bringing up, like Zoe's Novgorod hold is really slow here. Like this, where you see Wilno moving to Courland and Kiev to Oshakiev. This is the perfect opportunity to move into Smolensk. But just a hold, I mean, yeah, at least you want to go to Pskov or like Latgil minimum so that you can contest Riga. But just a hold there is really disappointing. Just giving up the chance of this unit to grab any dot this year. Oh yes, this is interesting too. Caracas west coast to Sea of Okhotsk. Inuit is played by my friend Julia. And the normal move here that we see is going along the coast to Idelman and then taking Caracas in the fall. The move right out here says that she wants to contest one of these two, Ainu or Salehayan. Little bit awkward, little bit scary. So Inuit could be fighting either Qing or Tokugawa here. It's leverage where she really wants to work out who's getting what here with Qing. So Qing has a lot of power in this relationship. Brasto Berdiata very easily goes to Yakutsk here, but could go to Kikahar. This is a strong move for Russia. I like this Russia move, but it does mean you're probably going to wind up fighting Qing at some point. We'll have to see. There are no spring retreats as usual, so we go directly to the fall moves phase. And, like, this is terrible for me. Mughal is supporting Ming into Ava. Of course, like, there's not much press that I can do about this leading up to it, because being bounced out of Ava is just begging for this to happen, right? Where one of these two supports the other in. This makes perfect sense. Bamu gets the dot. Mughal gets the dot from Bamu, and Ming gets the dot from Ava. So I'm really disappointed my army was not able to move at all this year. Ming lied to me, and then Mughal also lied to me. Was leading up to this move phase, I ask Leah for support into Ava because clearly Citadel is unwilling to give that to me. That did not happen. So now I have Ming has lied to me once, Mughal has lied to me once. This is also kind of interesting. You see Rahama Hedri is holding here, and that lets Mughal walk into Hyderabad uncontested. Like, this could have been bounced if Portugal was willing to give up the dot, with Rahama Hedri going to Gondwana and Goa to Hyderabad, and that's a bounce, but instead, Mughal is able to get a clean, is this +5? Yarkand, Ahmedabad, Hyderabad, Pegu, Bamu. Yeah, that's 5. So almost a double. This is really nice. Really, really nice for Mughal, and that's not nice for me because she just lied to me by taking Ava. Pegu was agreed, Ava was not. Okay. Any other interesting moves around here? We did not see the Kyushu Crusher as much as Ice here was offering it to Ming. And now, this is the perfect opportunity for me to approach Ice, that's Netherlands, and say, look, we're both upset at Ming. Let's work together. And she agrees. She's super happy to hear me hear me say this. She even offers to support me into Cotabato next year. All I really need to do is build Fleet Knock on Sea East Coast, and then I'm able to start putting good pressure against Spain. Let's see. Up here, Qing and Ming were not able to work together to attack Karakoram, and Tokugawa seems to be friends with both Qing and Ming. So a little bit of swinging here. The self bounce in Kikihara is very smart and prevents Zoe, Russia, from she can't take Kikihara, and she's leaving Yakut's pocket, so worst of both worlds there. Inuit and Qing agree on the dot distribution. This was also something Tokugawa and Spain were talking about. Bonin, it goes to Tokugawa, while Spain goes to Zamboanga. Netherlands was also talking with me about maybe sniping Zamboanga, but since I wasn't entirely committed to befriending Netherlands, I was trying to avoid that before seeing the first fall moves. She decided to just let Spain take these 2 dots. No problem. Let's see here. Yeah, that's right. This was another really interesting move. So we see Netherlands going into reunion for an early attack onto France, leaving southern Sumatra uncontested, a pocket dot, I should say. This is really bad for France, especially because Avelia playing France. She lost Nantes, excuse me, from the English Channel Jenna's attack here. So, really interesting map right out the gate. Oh, and this as well. I forgot to mention that Char got a perfect attack onto Portugal, onto Rachel here, taking Keshem and Vrustak for a clean double. Yeah, +5 for Char. Very impressive, and Muscat is in big trouble now. Probably going to be Safavid's meal in the next year. So we have some retreats. There's nothing super interesting. This Netherlands fleet and the Portugal fleet, they both get disbanded. Not that surprising. Both these players want their units elsewhere. Muscat is going to die. Formosa is going to die. There's no reason to retreat your units there. If you really decide that you want to do it, you can come back in the winter builds phase and build some more stuff there, but neither of them choose to do that. So here we are, 1642 winter builds. I am at this point talking closely with both Netherlands and England. I want a three-way alliance between us. So this is a good opportunity to talk about some Ayutthaya strategy, some of the expansion routes that you can do. So typically you want to fight Netherlands and control Sumatra and Borneo here. That's a lot of SC, that's a lot of strength, and it's really easy to get help from Spain to do this or Portugal to do this, but that is only possible if Ming and Mughal are giving you the space to do that. That is not at all what we're seeing here. Instead, we're seeing Ming and Mughal swinging down to attack me. Both of them lied to me about Ava, and this is a huge threat to me. Ming has Dongqing quite easily, could have Formosa, actually very likely has Formosa, and then probably can attack Portugal to gain 1 dot from around here at least. Meanwhile, Mughal and Safavid are on really good terms with each other. They have a good expansion route north to attack Russia, who's quite weak this year. Not to mention Portugal being kind of having a joke game here. At this point, I say that she's having a joke game because she built only fleets. And this is when it really starts to come to light what she means about starting a convoy empire. She's advertising her services to convoy people around the world. And she has built only fleets this winter. Nothing else but fleets. Even here, it's it's not looking good for Rachel. At this point, I'm telling people like, oh yeah, Portugal's probably going -12 this year. This is just ridiculous. And of course, this is going to open up a huge power gap, especially in India, around eastern Indonesia, and southern China. These all affect me a lot. This is really difficult for me because Ming is my main enemy. It seems to me like Mughal is attacking me on Ming's orders. The two of them are coordinating to attack me, but I believe Ming is the ringleader of that. Primarily because Mughal is a newer player, and my press with Ming is very it's very good. Like, yeah, she's lying with me. She's lying to me about stuff like Ava, but she is doing so out of necessity in order to appease Ming. That's what it feels like to me at this stage in the game. Okay, the only other interesting thing to note here is the two Spain fleets going out. Spain got top of the leaderboard here, almost a clean double, just one off. So I'm talking with Netherlands about attacking into Spain, and it's good to know what we are dealing with. So let's go into the spring moves at this phase, or at least spring start. There is some press here that I want to talk about. So at this point, Mughal is offering me Ava. She says, or she's offering me Pegu. She said, you just wanted Pegu for the first year. I'm going to swing over and attack Rahamahendri here. So that's nice. And then, Ava keeps being offered up to me by really both Mughal and Ming. Like, yeah, sorry for this attack. We just needed it for the first year, but you can go ahead and take it. They're both individually saying that to me at this point. And I don't really have a whole lot of leverage here at this point. I need to reposition. I need to get my fleets up to around the South China Sea and past that to start putting pressure on Ming, which is first going to require going past Spain. Netherlands is helping me into some Spanish dots around the Philippines here. And then, of course, I'm also talking with England, who is offering me some help. So we don't have anything definitively worked out between the two of us, but England says that she's going to start pushing up along the coast to attack Mughal. Alright, so let's see the spring moves here. We see Portugal entirely pulling out of China. Part of the deal where I get Pegu from Mughal is that I support her into Ava. Now, this is great. As I said, I think that Ming is leading Mughal in the attack against me. And as soon as I saw this moves phase, this is really important, I thought to myself, oh, great, this is brilliant. Mughal has decided to attack Ming, and Ming has been caught completely off guard. The only thing that made me hesitate on completely committing to that and bite my tongue is that Ava moved to Lan Na. This indicates that she does not care to hold Ava, right? And this is difficult to rationalize. So there's a little part of me in the back of my head that says this is all arranged. Mughal is making it, well, I should say Ming is making it look like she's under attack by Mughal, probably feeding a lot of these moves into Mughal's head, and then not actually fighting each other. So my metric to see, is this an actual Mughal attack on Ming, or is this Ming trying to confuse me? I am going to make a definitive assessment and make my moves accordingly. My metric is, what does Ming say? I'm going to let Ming talk to me. If I were Ming and I were just attacked by Mughal, this is like some Columbo logic, right? I was just attacked by Mughal. I go to Ayutthaya and say, oh, look at this. She totally is messing me up here. She's gonna take 2 of my SC. Maybe even she'll snipe Kunming from Ava. Like, I'm really scared about this. Please help me. Please support me back into Ava, or attack Pegu and I'll tap Ava. Right? And then that should be guaranteed as long as Sakar isn't messing with me. But no, we don't see any of that. Ming doesn't press me at all this entire phase. I think we had an extension on this phase. I'm not certain about that. But I wait until pretty close to the end of fall. Right? So I wait through the spring retreats. There's no relevant retreats in our area. This is the start of fall, and we get 2 days for this phase. So it's been almost 3 days since Mughal took Ava and moved into Baton. And now I've made up my mind. It has been far too long. Ming has not pressed me once. For 36 hours or no, 42 hours. Right? Even more than that. Maybe 50 hours. She hasn't pressed me at all. So this is arranged. I made up my mind. And now that I have made up my mind and said that this is arranged, I can feed some false information. So I don't really want to talk to Ming at this point because I know that she is trying to confuse me. If she doesn't want to talk to me, fine. That's fine. I'm instead going to talk to Mughal, and I send Mughal a map. I have Bhutan tapping Rinpungpa. I am supporting Ava to hold, and I'm having Pegu go out to Ganges Delta so I can take Pegu as agreed. And then I have Sikar Coast tapping Andhra Coast because I tell her Andhra Coast is going to probably tap Sikar Coast, and you don't want to have that backline unit that can snipe Katak. Okay, I send her that map, and she's like, oh yeah, no, this is great. There is a couple important things that I do with the map that I want to kind of draw attention to. So yeah, here, I have it pulled up. What I do on the map is that I draw Daivet into Don King with support from Lan Sang as my move. And then, yeah, I have Sakothi to Lan Na with support from Ava and Ping backfilling Sakothi. And then I just sail my fleet into Pegu without support. So I'm doing a few things here. I'm saying I'm not going to support myself into Pegu. I'm not going to support Sakothi to hold. And the support into Don King is coming from Lan Sang, which means Lan Na could tap that. And I'm drawing this map and sending it to Mughal, not because these are the moves I'm actually going to make, because I know Mughal and Ming are working together to attack me. I want them to think I don't know that. I want them to think these are my genuine moves, and I'm making the counters for it pretty obvious. Lan Na taps Lan Sang, or alternatively, Ava can support Lan Na into Sakothi, and that will be successful. There's no need to have Pegu tap Ping, and Lan Sang is not going to support Sakothi to hold, right? Lan Sang will be busy supporting Daivat into Don King. This is going to be my proof. So I'm saying Mughal is attacking me, but I'm going to pretend that I don't know this. And let's see what she chooses to do in fall moves. As I expected, she supported Lan Na into Sakothi. And then Don King got support as well, so this tells me that Mughal and Ming agreed, well, we either get Don King I should say Ming either gets Dong King or Sukhothi, which is even better. So we're going to allow that to ride and figure out if Star, that's me, is lying or not. This is unfortunate. I was really trying to get Morak to do something else. I wanted Morak to support Ava to hold, but that didn't happen. And then I was just taking this as an open risk, Sakar Coast into Andaman Islands. Andaman Islands is really difficult to defend if you only have one fleet out west. So it would have been better in this case to have the sea tap the islands, but I don't like doing that. Okay, so not great. Oh, yeah, take a look at this. I did get into Kotobaru. I did convince Fire to leave me alone in Uitong. So now I've lied to Spain, Firebender. But Netherlands is so happy with me. She's pressing me right after this, like, we did it, we're friends forever. And it makes tons of sense that she's doing this because now she's on top of the scoreboard. So we have the retreat out of Kotobaru that goes into Sulu Sea. Oh, there is one other thing that I wanted to mention on the moves phase. I'm going to pull it back to fall moves here. I kept trying to convince Russia to attack Ming, and this looks like it worked great. It would have failed had Lanzhou supported Turfan to hold, but instead Lanzhou to he, and it's pretty clear here that Ming and Qing are fighting each other. Beautiful. That's what I want to see. So now Ming is friends with Portugal, almost certainly, and Mughal, definitely. Also this, Hisar walks into Yarkand. It is actually uncontested. Yarkand moves to Gore. So the way Char puts this, Safavid, she says that they're allies. They're close allies. They're not fighting. This was agreed. But this is totally Char taking advantage of Leah here. And great. That's good. That's good. That's what I like to see. I just want this to be more of a proper fight. But instead, Char seems to be attacking Zoe. Not the best. Okay, let's keep it moving. We are almost done with this video. We are going to go through these winter moves, and then I'm going to give my my final little spiel about what we are looking forward to in this game. Oh my gosh, how could I forget the Portugal convoy? I'm gonna pull it back to fall moves because this is ridiculous. So if you've been sitting here watching this video like, what is Stir talking about? This whole like convoy thing that Rachel's got going on. This is it. She's throwing. She has supported, well, she's convoyed Mapuche into Porto and Poland into Lisbon. So yeah, I wasn't quite on the mark that Portugal went -12 this year. She actually went about -6. I think it was exactly -6. But yeah, like, talk about power gaps opening up, power voids opening up. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Okay, so what am I discussing in this spring phase? This is the current phase of the game. I'm recording this right now in Spring Move 1644. I am trying desperately to talk with Ming. I'm trying to get her help to attack Mughal because Mughal is not an experienced player like myself and Ming are. Mughal has made some mistakes on the Safavid front and seems to be playing pretty passively. Uh, so, like, Ming, let's work together. I can defend myself. This is no problem. Like, I can just. Technically, I could lose Sakothi here in this spring with Dongqing tap Lanseng and Pegu tap Ping, and then say Ava support land Na to Sakothi. That loses me Sakothi. I retreat to Ayutthaya, and I have a pretty good shot of being able to support. I'd probably do Lanseng back in to Sakothi. It's not guaranteed, but what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I could have Ming go back the other way, but you know, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to try to get these two fighting each other, and I'm going to send Natuna over to Malay to start putting some more pressure on Mughal here. England has offered me support into Andaman Islands. I'm going to take that, even though it takes pressure off Pegu. I think Pegu is probably going to hold because there's nothing else Murak is doing here. We could see Pegu to Andaman Sea with support from the islands and Murak backfilling. But then I still get into Andaman Islands with support from Bay of Bengal. Pegu moves into the sea, Natuna to Malay, and yeah, I could do maybe some kind of self-bounce if I move Ping to Tavoy here. I don't really want to do that. It's a frustrating position. Of course, I go neutral in the winter that we were just looking at. But I have a good alliance with Netherlands. I think I can trust England here. I hope I can trust England here. Like we did see the new army coming up in the winter builds. And Ming has these two pocket dots from Portugal that she can just take whenever she wants. So it's a little bit of cope, I'll admit, but I think Ming will work with me. I'm not interested in working with Mughal anymore because now she's lied to me about Ava, Pegu, and the Andaman Islands, and it's just like, this is ridiculous. The press with her is good, but this is outrageous. To have like all this back-to-back lying. Okay. Can I survive a lobby with 24 Transfemme? So far, it's looking like no. But I will be back in roughly 2 weeks' time with another 2 years or so. And we will see. As I have played Ayutthaya before, I have some familiarity with what I can do to pull this position back. There's a lot of good defensive options. Even if I do lose Sakothi, or like potentially even Tavoy, I have options. I can pull my forces back and defend. It's also quite overstretched for Ming and Mughal to be pushing down like that. So, thank you very much for watching. Once again, my name is Starcat Lazuli, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care, bye-bye.